We're joined now by Bryan and Craig Button. And guys, when Canada's Olympic team is named, there will likely be some changes from the roster that won the Four Nations face-off earlier this year. So we want you to give us one forward, one D, one goalie to watch who didn't make the Four Nations team but could find their way onto the Olympic squad. And Craig, let's start up front.
I'm going to start with Nick Suzuki, the captain of the Montreal Canadiens. Nick Suzuki is an elite center in the National Hockey League. He can kill penalties. He can play on the power play. He can do everything in the game that is necessary. We hear often with these teams, you got to find balance. You have to find players that can do different things. Well, Nick Suzuki does all those things. He doesn't have to be your number one center. He's not going to be the number one center. Crosby playing left wing opens up a slot in the middle of the ice. And I got Nick Suzuki on the team.
Yeah, totally agree with Craig. Nick Suzuki should be a lock to make this team. Let's remember, there's 14 forwards that are going to go over there. Nick Suzuki is definitely one of the 14 best, and he's a guy that John Cooper can use in so many different ways. So totally agree with Craig. I'm going to throw Macklin Celebrini in there. Ooh, and I know he's young. I know it was a rookie, but I think the way that he plays, again, it's lower down in the lineup. He's not playing with McDavid. He's not playing with McKinnon. It's about, can I trust you 8 to 10 minutes, 5-on-5? I think if he keeps growing the way he played last year, battling for pucks and defensively strong, I think Cooper would agree to him as the 13th or 14th forward. So I'm throwing Celebrini in there too.
Maybe squeak in there.
Absolutely.
But Suzuki, his stock has really risen since last season, and fans are going to love that. Craig, how about a player on the back end?
I'm going with Bouchard. I know O's going to love me for having him on the team because O has Evan Bouchard on the team. We all know that. Listen, I think Evan Bouchard gets maligned unfairly. He handles the puck just as much as any defenseman in the league. And yeah, you're going to turn it over. But his turnover rate amongst the best defensemen in the league, it's right in the top 5 in terms of best turnover rate. He doesn't give it up when you consider how much he handles the puck. But he has some glaring mistakes. Again, to Brian's point, 8 defensemen on the team. Evan Bouchard is a game changer. Evan Bouchard, when the lights get bright and the moments get a little tight, Evan Bouchard knows how to respond. I want him on the team.
All right, I'm going to circumvent the rules a little bit here. I'm going with Thomas Harley. I know he played at the Four Nations, but he wasn't originally named to the roster. There were injuries that allowed him to get in there.
Is this allowed?
Yeah, I think so. It's our rules. I mean, we don't have to go to the Supreme Court on this. If Bouchard's coming in on the right side, I got Harley on the left side. I think Bouchard's got a really good shot, like Craig said, but I will say Thomas Harley will be there because he looked great when he did play at the Four Nations.
And I do really like that pairing for sure. When it comes to the net, guys, you got to assume the starting job belongs to Jordan Binnington. But who will be the 2 goalies behind him at the Four Nations? It was Adin Hill and Sam Montembeault. Craig, who's another goalie worth keeping an eye on?
Darcy Kemper. Darcy Kemper was outstanding last year with the LA Kings. Darcy Kemper has been outstanding for Team Canada. Darcy Kemper has won a Stanley Cup. He starts out the season like he played last year. I think Darcy Kemper can find his way onto Team Canada's roster.
I think Team Canada showed us their cards in the summer. Nobody else is coming to the party. It is going to be Binnington. It is going to be Hill. It's going to be Montembeault. They didn't even invite anybody else.
Yeah, because they had that camp in Calgary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You couldn't get a 4th goalie out there? Like, what were all these guys doing? I think basically they told us they're sticking with the 3 that we saw at the Four Nations. Binnington will start game 1. I wouldn't be shocked if he started every game from there on out.
Yeah, I think, well, we'll see. We
Yeah,
will see
that's
because
what we'll
full
see.
rosters aren't due until early next year. So players, of course, going to have a few months of NHL action to state their case.